Hey everybody, welcome to video number 2 of the day. Just wanted to put a video out there that talks about a massive influx of capital and the 15 things that you should consider before you lose everything that you've gotten. But first I want to jump in and say that I have had people question about the beneficiary form. If you have a trust or plan to put all your money into a trust, you signed up as Joe Smith, but you know that you're going to do a trust before you get your first dividend payments, you don't have to have a beneficiary form. A trust doesn't die. So, no, you do not have to have a beneficiary form. It's not required anyway. If for some reason you fail to have a beneficiary form on file, you are in essence donating your future dividend payments to the group. So let's say we got 10,000 blocks and you've got 100 blocks and you don't fill out a beneficiary form. Instead of getting dividends and dividing by 10,000 and you've passed, we've been notified, we have a copy of the death certificate on file, no beneficiary form, so the money is not going to anyone else, then we start dividing the dividend payments by 9,900. That's all the difference there is. But if you have a trust, you don't have to worry about a beneficiary form. If you don't have anybody you care to leave any of this to, then no, there is no requirement to have a beneficiary form. You should fill one out if you want to leave the money to relatives, friends, charity, whatever you might want to leave everything to, and it would then go to whoever you list as your beneficiary. There's a contingent beneficiary, so if you want your spouse to get 100%, then you list the contingent beneficiary. So if both of you are for some reason perished, then it wouldn't just stop then either. It would go to your contingent beneficiaries. But that's not what this video is about. I may do one for those of you that have questions. If you do have questions on the beneficiary form, let me know, and I'll compile all those questions and try to do a video on that as well. I want to do videos that keep you aware of what's going on, prepare you for what to expect, and just give you some food for thought and things to think about once you have come into this newfound wealth. And for some, you can't necessarily say that it's going to be newfound wealth if you've got 3, 4, 5 blocks. I'm not saying you won't make some great money at it. We don't know the rate yet, so we don't know what to expect. Some of you that just have minimal blocks may make quite a bit of money every year, but it may not be I can quit my day job type money or something like that. But I don't know if you have other dinar, other things that could create wealth for you. So this isn't necessarily just for those who have blocks in Woolard Enterprises. This is generic information when you come into a lot of money. Okay? So there's you've got to figure out how to manage money, especially if you've never had any. And I'm in that category. I've never been wealthy. So I do a lot of reading and do a lot of research. I want to make sure, and I've stated before, that the money that I have in dinar alone is going to be more than enough for me to have a wonderful life, be set for everything. Should something happen to me, my wife is set. And the money I have in Woolard Enterprises is my philanthropy account, basically. So everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different, but there are still some things that you should consider. Now, this list is not my creation. I guess basically I've stolen it from another site, at least the title of each one and a couple of the references that they make. I'm just reiterating some of this, and you may not have seen the video. You may not want to do your own research or whatever. Maybe this will prompt you to prepare in a different way. So let's understand that coming into a lot of money, you got to figure out whether or not you want this new wealth to be a blessing or a curse. And it goes without saying, Google lottery winners' losses, or how lottery winners lose their fortunes, and you're going to get a lot of 70%, somewhere 65, 70% lose everything they have. I think I shared that in the sudden wealth video. So you've got to plan ahead. There's no getting out of the planning if you expect to keep your wealth. So the number one, don't let anybody know. It's none of anybody's business. Don't make sudden changes to your lifestyle. Don't change the way you do things initially. Okay. It coming into a lot of money can do some crazy things to people. It will change who you associate with. It will change. You don't want to go out and brag about it, because now you've opened yourself up. You're a target. And trust me, even relatives will come after you. You could open yourself up to lawsuits. That people don't have to have a reason to sue you. So just for a little while, there'll be a time, bragging about it. Nobody cares. They're going to be envious. They're going to be jealous. You're going to say, "Ooh, look, I've got my $500 pair of sneakers on. Yeah, I can do it because I'm rich now." Well, you're just making yourself a target. Poor people would brag, and you want your life to be better. And showing off and bragging about it, not only do you become a target, you look different to people, and so just keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything, and work it from here. Okay. Once you've done that, the second thing you do is pay off all your debt, and that will be such a relief for you. Just paying off your debt. Don't go out and buy anything. Don't change anything, but pay off all your debt. Okay. Don't create any new debt. I think that's what happens to some people. They get their money and they go out and they buy and they buy and they buy, and they want to do favors for people, and they want to do all sorts of things that will create more expense. And if you start blowing your money, you're going to run out. So just pay off all your debt, stop, breathe, relax. There's time. You have time to figure out a game plan from here. And it's even suggested, number 3 is don't quit your day job yet. Don't quit it. You now have an upper hand. You can quit at any time. I mean, and that's not going to work for a lot of people. There's just no way to stay with some jobs. I mean, it's just, but if you can, go ahead and keep working. You'll have a whole new attitude. But keep your job while you make plans with your money. Once you get everything lined up, I'm not saying stay there for another 5 years, 10 years, but do you have a plan if you quit your day job? Do you have a plan on what you're going to do? Most of us, a majority of us, need to be doing something. So if it's volunteer work, starting a business, whatever you want to do, it's all fine, but we need to plan that. So just keep working for a little while longer until you have your game plan and ready to activate that plan. But do it smart, and it won't hurt. You're under no pressure now with your job. You don't care. Do your job to the best of your ability. But that boss that never lets you get ahead, or what, you can almost do it with a smile on your face. So just prepare to keep everything normal. You paid off all your debt. You're going to keep working, maybe for just a little while, but keep doing something until you figure out a plan. You just don't want to stop working and then go, well, now what am I going to do? If you've got a plan, then by all means, but plan. I guess there's not all of this could be summed up in plan. The fourth thing is secure the money. Once you've paid off all your debt, now you're going to secure the money and just let it sit for a while. Okay? There's no reason to be in a hurry. You don't have to have that new car. You don't have to have that new home. If everything is planned and you've already got it figured out, this is generic, people. It's not for everybody. Every rule is not 100% applicable to every person. Okay? So you just take this for what it's worth and take the advice. There's some things that I don't plan to do, then some things I do, and I am forever changing in what I think, what I feel, and of course that will even change more once this wealth comes through. But if you let your money just sit there for a little bit, it's already going to be drawing interest, so you're increasing your wealth automatically, and you've got to take just enough time to figure out, do you want to control the money or do you want the money to control you? There's a massive difference in that. Think about it. The fifth rule is to make investment in yourself a priority. Okay? There's a lot to that statement. You need to learn how to invest in yourself. You need to learn about having money before you spend it. How's it going to work for you? What's going to happen in 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, or a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? If you go on a spending spree and all that's gone suddenly, and this is not necessarily for people in Willard Enterprises because you're going to have dividends. We don't know 100% that if we even pay out dividends, that the following year you're going to get that much or more, or if you're going to get any at all. So you've got to prepare when you get this money that it may be the only money that you receive. If we pay dividends out the following year, that's great, and it adds to it. You can replan some of your actions based on that, but there is no guarantee that all of this, we don't know what Iraq is going to do. We don't know how well they're going to increase. We don't know what dividends they're going to pay out in the future. We don't know if they're going to do reverse splits, or there's just no way to know. So what you do get in, you need to plan with what you actually have. So there are a couple of books, and I'm going to put links in the description. But one is called Money, Mastering the Game by Tony Robbins. It's a phenomenal book. And also Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So the two books, you probably get them on audiobooks, I am sure. So plan on studying. Make sure you know what you're doing. But first, invest in yourself. The sixth thing, find a wealth manager. Don't think you know how to handle everything. If you've never had any kind of wealth before, you don't. Go to the experts. Yes, they're expensive, but they're worth every penny. They're going to make sure and advise you on how to keep what you just came into. So please get a wealth manager. The number 7, get comfortable, but not rich comfortable. Okay? You're going to pay off all your debt. That should put you in a comfortable situation. You're not quitting your day job yet. Do you really need that brand new car, that $200,000 car, $500,000 car? Do you need that $10 million home? Do you want a home that you haven't planned for, that you don't know if next year you're going to be able to pay the additional taxes, if you're going to be able to afford the maintenance? There are so many things. When you buy a car, you've got that $200,000 sitting in your driveway that is depreciating every day, and you don't know next year if you're going to be able to pay the taxes on this new home that you just bought to put that high dollar car into that driveway. So just, you may come into so much money that's just a pittance compared to what you actually have, and that's fine, but plan it out. Again, plan. So number 8 is do not invest in your friend's business or lend them money. If you start talking about it, everybody's going to say, well, I really could use some help in starting this business or starting that business. 90% of businesses fail. So basically what you're doing is to pacify them, to show you're the big dog. You're going to say, how much you need? And you're going to give it to them. Well, that's a donation. You just lost that money. I mean, the odds are against you that you're ever going to turn a profit, that you're ever going to see your money back. So you don't lend to friends. You don't invest in friends. There are plenty of investments out there that, if you are 100% in agreement and they've got the right team, and I'm not saying never invest, but be careful investing in friends or lending friends and family money. You're not lending it, you're giving it away. So that's money that you can just write off. Okay? Because I can tell you, if they say, hey, I've got this problem, I got that problem, I need 10,000, I'll pay you back. You're never going to see a dime of that money. They're going to think he's rich because you bragged about it. You've told them how rich you are. They have no qualms about never paying you back because you're not going to miss the money. And some people even think that they're owed. So be careful. Be careful about loaning or investing in friends or family. Seriously. Number 9, don't start a business immediately. Lay it out. Now, it may be something that you've been working on for years, and that's all great and good. But understand again that most businesses do fail. And go to your local shopping center and see how many retail places come and go. And most businesses do not succeed. So have a great game plan in action and have a plan. You don't want to look at failing. Nobody wants to look at being a failure or failing in a business. But you've got to be prepared for it just in case. Okay? You may have the capital to get it started. Do you have the capital to keep it running? And, this goes along with buying all this expensive other gadgets and gizmos. If you don't plan, you will fail. Number 10 is you've got to be prepared for change. Money changes people. You got to understand that you're about to become a massive target. Not in an evil way, not in a life-threatening way, but in such a way that if people know that now you have money, they want their share of it. A lot of people feel like you owe them. How dare you have something and I don't? Look at the welfare system in this country. There's always people out there that want something for nothing. So you've got to be prepared. And that's, again, reverts back to the number 1 rules. Just keep your mouth shut. Nobody needs to know what you've got, what you don't got. Just enjoy life. You don't have to tell people about it. Nobody needs to know. Number 11 is work on getting healthier. What's the point in having newfound wealth if you're not going to be around to enjoy it? So get with a personal trainer, get with a nutritionist. You've got the money now. Work on staying healthy or getting healthier. And there's always room. I've got tons of room to get healthier. And that was already on one of my lists, is to have a personal trainer and to work on things. I want to enjoy my life I want to enjoy my life anyway, but I want to especially enjoy it when the money is there to help me enjoy it even more. So money can be a curse or it can be a blessing. I want mine to be a blessing, and I want to be around to enjoy it for as long as possible. The 12th rule is the 5% rule. Okay, money doesn't last forever. So if you've got this amount and you start slowly chipping away at it, eventually you've got nothing left. And think of it as a money tree. You now have the money. You can plant that money. You can watch it grow. And as those leaves fall, you get to pick up those leaves and you get to enjoy those leaves. And those are the dividends. Those are returns on investment. But if you stick with the 5% rule, which is typically about what you can expect with a lot of money being invested, say you got $5 million, that's $250,000 a year, and never touch the principal. Okay? So a lot of people aren't going to have that kind of wealth, but a lot of people, even in this group, are going to have much more than that. So this, again, it doesn't apply to everybody, but this is a generic kind of advisory. So just spend. Okay, in my case, I have plans to put X amount here and X amount there. This amount, whatever I'm making off of it, goes to this group, charity-wise. Whatever I make off of this is going into that group, charity-wise. And that's all they'll get each year. Maybe it's only 2%. Next year it could be 7 or 8%. But whatever I make off of my initial money that I want to give them, I'm putting that into an account that is going to draw interest, and there's going to be dividends paid off of it, whatever I make off that money, so that every year I know that I can help this charity. Every year, no matter what. And then I still have my core. If something does happen with other things and I have to have access to that money, I know it's there. So I'll have several plan of actions set up, and that is one of them, because I've got a number of charities in mind that I want to help, and I don't want to have so much come in and boom, I give it all to them and it's a one lump. No, if I put that money away, then year after year after year, I can fund those charities. So that's it should be a great way to not only help them even more, and I may increase that each year if I get dividends and the dividends are substantial. Then I may, let's say I put $1 million into an account, and that would be, if at 5%, so I've got $50,000 a year I can give that charity. Well, I may increase that to $2 million or $3 million or $5 million. So every time I'm able to increase that base, then the amount that they're going to get each year will increase as well. So it's still not knowing exactly what to expect, then it's kind of hard to plan and predict. And that's why you need to first pay off all your debt, relax, figure it all out. You've got time to plan. You didn't have it, say you got it today, you didn't have it yesterday, and you should still have it tomorrow. And there should be no hurry. Make your plans. Make your plan of action. But the 13th is protect your kids from the money, especially those with younger kids. That's why you hear this trust fund babies and all that. You can put the money so that they don't go spend it all or lose it all. You can do a trust where they only get X amount a month or X amount a year or whatever. So much of it they can get so much once they reach a certain educational level. If it's your trust, you can set up the criteria however you want it. And the trust that I have, I can actually give somebody so much money and I can change it at will, or I can just eliminate it at will. There's the trust that I have set up will not require me to leave 3 people the same amounts. So you've got to figure out what you want out of the trust, figure out which trust you actually want. And there are a wide variety of different trusts out there. Again, the Master's Trust is an exceptional trust because it gives you 100% total control. So the kids you've seen a result, and you always hear the results of these trust fund babies and the troubles they get into. And do you want them to have everything at once? So trust is the way to go if you want to protect your kids. The 14th I thought was kind of silly, but it's do not cheat on your partner. Okay, but people cheat. But this, I guess, what they're trying to say is that people are going to be coming out of the woodwork, and things are going to look attractive to you and all that, and this will entice you to be the big dog, and you can get what you want. Just stay faithful, folks. Stay reliant. Stay thankful for this blessing. If you get stupid, it's not going to last you very long. But the 15th thing that you should do is play it safe. Okay? Having wealth, again, can be a blessing or it can be a curse. If you put some of these things into action and start planning and start thinking about some of this, then there should be a lasting benefit to your newfound wealth. Sudden wealth, however you want to call it. With us, once the dinar revalues, then many of us that have dinar are going to have more money than we've ever seen in our lives. And the better prepared you are, the more it will last you, the more successful you will be. And the more successful you are, the more you're able to help the right people for the right reason. So take this for what it's worth. It's been fun. I enjoyed listening to the video that I saw that touched on these 15 subjects. And like I said, it may not apply to everybody, but some things will apply to everybody. And you just got to pick and choose, and you've got to plan. Planning is the most important aspect. And get with the right people, get the right advice. First, pay off your debt. Relax. You got time. Don't let it burn a hole in your pocket. You've got time. You got all the time in the world to do whatever you want with it. Because as long as you're paying off debt first, you put the money back, you got it in something, whether it's a CDARS account, if it's millions, open you up a CDARS account. Yeah, it's not going to pay squat, but it is earning something while you are making your plans. There's nothing stating that you've got to leave it in a CDARS account forever. You do want it protected. So this would be a way for people to get their money earning something while they plan. You don't have to leave it in there. Get with your financial advisors, your wealth managers, whoever you want to get with. Always have a backup plan. Watch those who have access to your money. Okay, how many times have you heard, mainly celebrities, because that's who you hear about, but their CPA got off with all their money, their accountant was able to steal all their money. Have a backup to keep an eye on whoever you entrust with any of your money. Have somebody else keep an eye on those people. Being rich is expensive, and there's a reason for it. Protect yourself, use common sense, but number one, just relax. You got time, whether it's a month, 6 months, a year. There's no need to be in a hurry. Plan, plan, plan. And with that, I bid you a good day. God bless you all. Stay safe out there, and I will talk to you soon.